Welcome to
Welcome back to another episode of the Mixtape Queens podcast. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you're returning, thank you so much for your support. We genuinely appreciate every single one of you.
The Mixtape Queens are on a mission to spread love and spread music around the world. If you'd like to make a contribution in order to support our mission, you can go to mixtapequeens.com and click donate.
We have the link below in the description.
Today we had a wonderful interview with Lucki Price. She is an up-and-coming R&B superstar out of Nashville, Tennessee. We hope you love this interview, and please be sure to connect with us on social media. Please share and show some love for this beautiful queen. We hope you enjoy it.
What's up, family? We are so excited to introduce you to Lucki Price, a multi-talented singer-songwriter based out of Nashville, Tennessee. Quit playing with her, okay? With her debut single, Pretty Lies, she's been putting in the work and it's been paying off like crazy. This queen has truly rocked our world. She is also featured, Pretty Lies is featured, okay, on the Mixtape Queens Chill R&B mixtape. So make sure y'all check that out. This queen is immaculate. Welcome, beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be chatting with y'all today.
Yes, we're excited to have you. We're grateful for your presence, being here on the podcast. We are sure that all of our supporters are going to love seeing that beautiful face, let alone hearing that beautiful voice.
Yes, queen.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Lucki Price?
Well, I'm a Southern girl, born in Alabama, raised in Nashville. I've been singing most of my life, not publicly, but just like a lot to my mom because she was my best friend growing up. And I really didn't get into music really until about middle school. I played the piano for a little bit while we could. And in high school, I sung in the choir and started doing some music business stuff, which really shaped me as a person. I was always very musical as a child, and I always I would write music growing up as well. But I was it was just more of a hobby until I went to high school. My high school was very focused on music and music business. It's actually a entertainment magnet high school. And so there, I got to intern at a major label while I was in high school and, working $1 million studios while I was in high school. And that was just a huge part of my journey that just, turned everything around for me. And it was a big, the light went off. I'm like, aha, I know what my purpose is. I'm sure of it now. I knew I liked to sing and write, but now I know it's. But yes, after high school, I went to Belmont where I studied music business, interned in different areas in music business, and also continued to sing and songwrite. But I never really stepped out into it until about, I would say last year, I fully stepped into it and fully just said, okay, hey, I'm not going to run from it anymore because I was trying to run because I have two sides of me, like a creative side and a business side. I'm like, okay, which one am I going to do? And I finally said, okay, I'm going to do both. And no one's going to tell me that I can't. And so, so now I'm currently in this journey of just finding myself musically and finding my community music-wise as far as fans and then other artists and whatnot. And I'm just a Southern girl, the baby of Lord Jesus. I mean, well, my dad, he has a lot of kids. 3 sisters on my dad, 2 brothers on my dad, and 2 sisters. So it's a lot of us, but I'm the baby. And I think that says a lot about a personality. And I'm a Gemini, but that's me.
Yes, we love a Gemini.
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful thing, for you to have just this inspiration inside of you to be this is what I want to do. This is really what I want to do. But that's not just who I am. I'm also this. So
Yes.
it's just it's really giving the Gemini. You see the front and the back, and it's like it's giving
Yeah.
I'm multi-talented.
Yep.
I
Yep.
can. So of course we did our research before you came onto the podcast, and I really wanted to dive into, you know, the fact that you've had this fascinating journey through the music industry. And I just wanted to know you have a role at, Sony Music Publishing as a global copyright coordinator. How does that shape who you are as an artist?
Um. Wow, that's a good question. I would say, like, it definitely, as far as like on the publishing side, it definitely makes me more aware of like, um, since I work in international kind of publishing, it like makes me more aware of like what's going on outside of like the U.S. And if I were to, pick up some streaming outside of the U.S., like, what who would I need to be registered with, and what's going on, and what are their guidelines as far as when do you need to register by the time the song is released and all that. So that's like the very obvious portion of it. But I guess I would say like one thing I really love about my job is my boss Rusty. He's the CEO of our Nashville office. He hosts these events called Bourbon Thursdays. Um, on random Thursdays in his office where like a songwriter comes in. It could be like a fresh songwriter, or it could be a songwriter from a catalog that we acquired, or any of just one of our songwriters who's available to come sing to us and explain their songs. And I I really love hearing that, and I think that really helps shape me as like a songwriter and just like a creative, like trying to come up in Nashville, because I'm hearing their stories, things that they did in the timeline as far as how long they've been working in Nashville, and how they were able to utilize connections and collaborations to get to where they are now. So I think that shapes me in a way to kind of like, hear what they're doing and see the similarities in what I'm doing now and what I want to do as an artist, and knowing that, okay, there's a journey, but there's going to be, it's always going to be a journey, but you're going to have, you can get to that pit stop of where they are in like, or where they've been, so that's always like really, really good. And I think also it just helped me realize that um, that all of my like wildest dreams are attainable as long as I keep working, I keep believing, I have faith, I have humility and authenticity. Took me, didn't want to mess that one up. But it really is. I think I felt blessed to be able to like to be in the position that I am in.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that answer.
Yep, yep.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's interesting. Like you said before you even got serious about making music or being an independent artist, you were already involved in the music business. What are some of the ups and downs of the music industry? I know the music industry can be very cutthroat. I think
Mhm.
there can be a lot of exploitation to artists. Like, for example, you only get less than a penny per stream, and there can be some ups and downs. What do you think about that? What are some of the pitfalls and some of the better sides to the music industry that you've seen?
Um, I would say like, as far as my past experience working with a major label, um, I have been in meetings where it seems like some artists who weren't as prominent as other artists on the label weren't, for some reason stuff weren't moving on for that smaller artist. So I've definitely seen that stereotypical, which is not stereotypical because it's true, it happens, but what people think of what can happen if you sign to a major label. So I've definitely seen that, and been at the label long enough to see, the conversation of that artist, and then that artist eventually not being on the label anymore, which is unfortunate. So I think that's very sad. I think what I see like on a daily, like in Nashville, or like on a weekly basis, it just in Nashville is there we're really huge on like live performances. There's somewhere to perform everywhere in Nashville, literally. But not a lot of paid places, so that's like a huge pitfall, I guess I would say. And I've experienced that myself, as far as going to play a writers round or going to do an artist showcase that's unpaid, simply because you want the experience of like being on stage, building a crowd presence, and also getting your name out there. But in a sense, you're going on to do a free show, and you're paying $100 a musician. So just for a 3-piece, that's $300. Then you're getting your hair and nails and makeup and everything done. I mean, thankfully my sister does makeup. She does, and and I keep my hair and nails done. But still, that's besides the fact. But that's another thing, not being paid for your performances. Or as of recent, I've been seeing an organization in Nashville come in, and they're trying to do pay for play now, and we're like, no, we don't want to pay you to perform. Honestly, I hope that you have some type of blanket license with one of the PROs, and that you're making sure that you're paying that. So when we perform our songs and we go, put that into the system, that you're ready to, pay the money. But yeah, that's one of the pitfalls. But I will say, the highlights, I don't know. I will say a highlight. I don't know. I don't know.
It's kind of a tough one because I just feel like that music industry can be so cutthroat, and whether you're a Gemini with, you know, but either way, there's still that, like, I guess it can be just kind of like, if you're a true artist, you do it for the love of it, right? You do it
Mhm.
because you have a deeper calling to create. And a lot of times when you put a price tag on that, it just gets so confusing. So I understand why you're kind of
Mhm.
like, you know, like I see all the ways that artists are not getting paid for their music. And it makes it really hard to almost want to be an artist. And if you look at the statistics, there's only a small percentage of artists that can complete having a successful career as an artist in the industry. Um, what does success look like for you as an artist?
For me as an artist, well, like what success, like present day or like in the future, or
Yeah,
both?
both, like whether it's financially or whether it's artistically, um, and even putting like a deeper meaning on it, like spiritually. What
Mhm.
does success mean to you?
Okay, I would say, like right now, success. Okay, presently success. Well, I'm just gonna say, you know, success right now for me as an artist. I think it would look like, one, just being like fully confident in myself and what I have to offer to the world. That's one thing, because I think, at least for me, confidence has always been something I've worked on as a singer, specifically, and as a woman. So just being able to be fully confident, because how you are mentally really shows up in your singing. Another thing I would say, just I think success will look like just complete full like discipline and like obedience to like your destiny and your calling. I think like we're all human. We have fleshly desires, whatever the case may be. And sometimes, like, I think delayed gratification is the thing that people have to learn if they don't already too much have. We have to learn that. And so I would say like full discipline and obedience to just you know being the artist that I want to be. That looks like success, and whatever that discipline may look like, it may look like a song a day, it may look like 2 songs a day, or going to the studio, or whatever the case may be. Just being like fully dedicated and yeah, even with hiccups, discipline is just being consistent. And I would say also just like being able to, I feel like being able to your bills, pay your bills with your money, with your craft. For me, I really love working at Sony and whatnot. I really do. I really do. But it would be nice to pay all my bills um, with my singing or with my check and or however the case may be. Just can I get some money that that cover the bills for my singing. So that would be really cool because I think I do. Just going down Broadway, and I don't really know the Broadway culture, and I don't know if I would ever want to sing on Broadway from the stories I hear in the Scoop Nashville Post, but just being able to be like a lot of the musicians in Nashville and survive off their creativity. Yes, and I would say, I would say just, I don't know. I think that pretty much sums it up, like being disciplined, having the confidence, making a little money, and also, yes, if I guess success. Oh, another thing. I'm sorry. Oh, something else. I would also say just like being able to convey like or like you know your music really touching someone like my song Pretty Lies. Like I hope someone was able to sing it and like in the same time, like reflect on their situation that they may have had and like feel some type of relief from it and feel some type of, just, oh, this is my song. You have that song you turn on and you just sing it, you're going through it and if that's happening right now, like that's the goal. I'm happy.
I love that.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that because I'm like sitting here and I'm thinking like, yes, I want that song to resonate with somebody for them to feel like, dang girl, you not, or dang whoever you are, you're not alone in that feeling. Like somebody else
Yeah.
has experienced that, and because I'm one of those people that has experienced that in the past, I can relate. So I'm like, ooh, you've been telling me that pretty lies.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and I think when like we look back at the end of our life, like even like close to the end, we're looking back in a flash. Are we gonna remember how much money we made, how much money we spent, or are we gonna remember the connections that we made and the meaning that we gave others in that moment, right? So yeah,
Yes.
I love that, and I think that's success for sure. And obviously we got to survive, so there's a lot that goes into that. And I'm curious to know what kind of things that you do on a daily basis or um, anytime that you help to keep yourself grounded when things are hard, or like you said, there's discipline that we all are working on, or your confidence. What are some of the things that you do to help yourself stay centered and stay balanced?
I'll say right now for me the biggest thing has been prayer and I grew up in church a bit and moving back to like I moved a little bit back and forth from Nashville, Alabama, and got a little away from the church when I started working the job. But I'm really close to God, and I would say prayer, just and not just formal prayer, just talking out loud when I'm frustrated. So that really keeps me grounded. I would say working out. I go to the gym, and it really helps when I just like I need a break or I feel like I just need to clear my mind. I love that. And also just hanging with my girls. Um, I have like a lot of friends that are artists as well. So it's just good to like be able to unwind with genuine people who share similar experiences as you as an artist and as a young woman. So I feel like those are the things that really help keep me grounded. Also, just like one thing that just keeps my head on a swivel. Like I have to keep myself organized. Like I really do. I would say I have I caught a really bad cold like probably like 2 months ago, and I've been just everywhere ever since. But like literally, I love to-do lists. Right now, I'm currently using Notion, but I haven't like been. I just haven't been able to get it right how I want it. But using like Notion and Google Calendar and all that stuff, all of that, as silly as it sounds, all that kind of keeps me grounded. Just cause like I need organization, or I'll feel kind of like everything is falling apart. It can be a little bit dramatic sometimes, but yeah, I would say those things keep me grounded. I do want to get into like meditation and yoga. So those are some things I've been looking into to kind of just like just help me feel better, just my self and betterment, and yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you mentioned like you go to the gym and like that's kind of the place where you can zone out because
Mhm.
I think for me that was like one of the hardest things to transition into to be able to zone out. I usually would go to the gym, it's a bunch of people there. I'm like, these people about to watch me sweat and look exhausted. Um, but once I got used to it, because we ended up running like a 5K, and
Ooh.
yeah, and I mean we lost weight, almost 40 pounds for me, and she almost lost 50 pounds.
Oh,
So
go ahead.
yeah, so
Yes.
when you said that that's like a form, it's like a form of meditation, honestly, because you can really zone in and like let that breath work that happens through you as you are working out, like it releases something in your brain chemically. I believe it,
Endorphins.
endorphins, and it creates a space where you can really hone in on the things that are important that you really want to focus on. So I definitely get that. I 100% support that. And
Yep. And
man,
we feel you on the notes too, because um I think that setting your intention mentally, internally is very important, but also it's easy to like wake up the next day and be like, where am I? Like it's hard to keep remembering that. So like to have it written down, like these are my goals, or to have a vision board,
Yeah.
that is so powerful. That's the power of scripture. And yeah, we feel that really strong. We even created a Mixtape Queens mantra, and we say it every day, and prayers as well.
yeah.
So yeah.
You don't know about scripting with somebody like you, with your talent, with your knowledge, scripting for you. That's gonna be top. That's gonna be top tier because I feel like that's something that you will be like. There's stuff that's gonna happen for you like in a way that's not chemically known for other people. Because I can see you have
Let
that
me
in
get
you.
into it
Yes,
then.
yes. I'll have to send you a couple videos after this, but yes. So
Please do.
you already know. Um, so what I want to ask about is your obviously, it's like my favorite song that I play every day. It's on my mixtape. But can you tell us about your debut single, Pretty Lies, which no, seriously, we love it. And what was the process of writing and recording this single?
Woo! The the recording took a long time. But okay, Pretty Lies. It's basically a song. It's a song about my ex that I've known for 10 years or so since I was a child. So it's like my childhood friend turned ex, turned boyfriend turned ex. And about how he broke my heart over and over again. Um, I remember writing this song. I was living like probably about 20 minutes outside of Nashville at the time. And I remember writing this song on the floor. I found the beat actually, the bass production. I found that on BeatStars, and I heard it, and I don't know, something about it just spoke to me. And I was like, okay, yes, I like this one, because usually when you're on BeatStars, it's like you give like 5 seconds or like 10 seconds, and you're like, it's not good. And you go. But that one really spoke to me. I wrote it on my bedroom floor, and at the time, I wasn't really doing music. Well, I was writing, but I wasn't showing anybody my music really. At the time, I co-owned the clothing boutique called Stacks Boutique, or For the Arrogant. That was like Instagram name. It was very confusing, a lot of names, and I was actually doing that at the time. And I remember writing a song, and then I showed my business partner Jayla, and she's like, yeah, I love this song. She's like hyping me up. She's like, girl, you need to record this. And I'm like, for real? Are you for real? Sure? Are you sure? And so I'm like, okay. And then flash forward to a couple of times, like she kind of made me sing it to like other friends and stuff of her. She's like, Lucky, sing this song, and I'm like, well, sing it. I'm nervous at the time. I was like, I still had stage fright. I was very, very nervous. I didn't like to sing in front of anybody, really, not even my mom. But yeah, so then I started to try to record the song with a friend of mine from high school. His name's Salim. He's a recording engineer, and he had a studio, a home studio, and you know he's a really good engineer. So I was like, let me record it with him real quick, and you know that turned into like months and months and months of me just recording and re-recording stuff, and just honestly nitpicking because you know I still had insecurities within my voice. So I went through a long process of recording with him. I'm not sure when I picked up voice lessons, but I was doing voice lessons, and my vocal coach came in one time, and she's like, I'm singing, and I stopped. She's like, Lucky, what was wrong with that? And I'm like, I don't know. So I went through a lot of that of like trying to record the song with him, and then trying to record the song with somebody else because I thought it was it just wasn't working out. That recording wasn't working out. I'm not gonna go into that, but and then I tried to record the song with someone else, and honestly, after I tried to record it with Salim the first time, because that's not the recording that's on streaming. I tried to record it with this guy named Roger. He remade a beat for me because at first I didn't want to use the BeatStars beat because I'm like, look at these licensing terms. These are trash. No. What do you mean I can't pitch it to sync? I had a sync internship. I was going to try to do a little something. I know something. I was going to try to do something. And so I was like, but then, yeah, it's crazy. I ended up even having a single release party after I was like recording it with Roger, and he mixed it and stuff. Love you, Roger. The mix was not good. And you know, I had a release party. Like 90 people bought tickets, which I was shocked because I planned it in under a month. And I think it was the $7 ticket open bar. Who's gonna pass that down? Nobody. So I reeled the people in. But yeah, I even did that, and you know, I didn't show anybody the single at that single release party. I just performed it, and I just took in all the love and support. And so flash forward, that was 2022. Fast forward to I ended up getting not internship, but a mentorship with Creative Features Collective in Soho House. And I ended up meeting this lady named Ashley. And Ashley has a fiance named Jackson, and Jackson happens to he went to Belmont with me, but I didn't know him at the time. And oh Lord, I didn't know him at the time, and yeah, he ended up re-recording Pretty Lies for me, and so that's the final recording that y'all hear. And it took about maybe we did 3 sessions, you know. I think we did about 3 sessions because I wanted to add some more stuff to it. And yeah, that was throughout the summer of 2023, I believe. Summer and fall of 2023. And I went about getting it mixed, and I went through some trouble getting it mixed. I went through some trouble. I went through some hard times because someone who was the person that was mixing it wasn't the recording engineer or the producer, but they decided they wanted to throw a mixer tag on the recording without discussing it to me. So I went through like a month of trying to get them to give me a mix that sounded good and didn't have that tag on it, or give me my money back. And so I went through that, and like, yeah. So, but after I finally got my money back, I got it mixed by a guy named Cole, mixed by Cole. And yeah, that's the final version. It took I think I wrote that song. Mm, I'm gonna say it's fall of 2021, and I didn't release it until March 2024. Wait a minute. That is crazy. I'm just like, wow, it really took that long. So yeah, it took a really, really long time, which is very unfortunate, but it's still like I feel like the journey was what it was for a reason. Yeah, and yeah, that was a long that was a long
It was a
time.
long time, and it was worth it. It was worth it.
Definitely. And don't think of it like,
Thank you.
oh my God, it took such a long time for you to drop that shoe. I kind of take that as, wow, you really had this time. It takes people several songs in, a lot of people, several songs in just to learn what you learn with one song.
Yeah, and it's never a loss if you learn something.
Absolutely.
That's a win every time.
Absolutely.
And the song is fire. Like, I'm really wanting to know what else you're working on. When is it coming out? And what can we expect from you?
I need more.
See, I think that's the crazy part, because I have a few songs that I just been a few songs out of like my catalog that I've been kind of like thinking. I'm like, okay, which one am I gonna do first? I kind of been like asking myself the same question, girl. When are you gonna release something else? But I don't have a date in mind. I will say I'm working on some R&B stuff. I have some stuff that's kind of more on the rap side as well. I would think like maybe like Doja Cat type vibes. Um, but I have some, some R&B stuff as well coming, which will probably come first because I want people to get more of a taste of me before I just do like a 180 on them. But right now I don't have a date, but I will say personally, I would love to release something by like next month because it's been so long.
Yes, please.
And I just like, I think it's a bit of anxiety that comes with like releasing your first song and wanting to kind of like follow it up well, like. But I think I have to give myself that grace and realize, I want to put out my best work each time, even like the best I can offer at that time, the best that this version of me can offer at the time.
I'm really excited to see what else you've been working on. And, as much as I want to like, come on, put it out. Like, I understand it's a process, and especially when you put that much work and dedication into something, it really shows. I'm curious, like with your first single, what are some of the ways that you promoted it? What are some of your methodologies, and what are some
I would
things
say
that
like
you
I feel
hope
like I kind of
to
teased my song
improve
for like
upon in that
I
manner,
think I
like when it
teased
comes
my
to
song
promoting your
from
song?
like the summer of 2022 to when it kind of released. Unintentionally though. So that was kind of unintentional, but I did like 2022. I took some very like bomb pictures. They looked really good. My business partner slash my best friend Jayla, she we went through the whole process of getting a good cover art. So that was one. I think that's everybody knows you have a good cover art. Whatever it may be, as long as it's like good for the record. So that was the first thing. And for me, I think that was really good for me in my position as from coming from like a fashion background and people kind of looking at me as like a some type of fashion person in Nashville, I guess. That was really helpful because I did get a lot of like reaction from that, and it got on people's radar that I was releasing something, even though it didn't come until like 2 years later. But so that was the first thing. I think my release party as well. Even though I didn't release anything at that moment, I think it still created like a genuine, in person, impactful experience that like people like we're going to remember. Everyone always tells me that they had a ball at that party, and they're like, "When are you going to do another one?" And they're the people who did go to that party. They did listen to the single, and and also with that, like hosting it, I got um, emails. So when it did come time for me to send out emails about my single coming out, I had all those contacts already, and so that was really good. I think promo wise as well. Um, when I finally like set up my release in DistroKid and whatnot, I was in LA at the time for Grammy Week, and I started recording everything, and I posted literally. I think I posted for at least 45 days straight, up until my release, and I posted on after as well. And so that really helped because even before my release happened, people that I know, like my god sister's boyfriend, he's like, she's sending me a video of him laying down just singing my song randomly, and it hasn't released out. He's like singing a little clip it, so I'm like, oh, okay, something's working. The consistency. So I think that really helped, just like posting on TikTok and Instagram every day, but just if I was posting, just staying consistent with it, because with it being in everybody's face, it's just like you see it so much. It's like you know, you're finally gonna one day get onto it. So that was really huge for me. Even like other artists, or people that like I would go out to mixers and say, hey, I saw your song on Instagram and like I know you. I'm like, oh really? Okay, cool. And so that was one thing for me. I think I tried on my own, like researching like podcasts, different not podcasts, but I did do podcast interviews around the time of my release and a little after. But researching playlisters, I reached out to different playlisters. Some answered, some did not. So I got different playlisting placements. What else did I do? I also since I was like making like videos and stuff to my sound before the release, and then after the release I was doing it to the song when it was uploaded by distribution. I also reached out to different influencers. I would just go down the For You page and find micro influencers, ones that I feel like would follow back up with me, and I reached out to them and say, hey, my name's Lucki Price, I have this single coming out. I would really appreciate your support if you use this sound. I have a budget of $20 that I can pay you, and if you're open to doing this, I love collaborate. And a couple did bite, and so that was another way I got my song out, and kind of like created some establish some connections with influencers for like the future and whatnot. And so yeah, that was pretty much. And then just performing, I was always performing. I think I performed this song. I started performing this song in June of 2023, and I performed almost like every week or every other week since then. Um, Probably up to my release and even after, and I'll always perform my song Pretty Lies. So that was another way of kind of promoting it in person. And yeah. I think that's what I did.
I love that.
Well, okay, first of all,
People need to take notes
yeah, I was
because
just gonna say, pick game when you
you're on your first single, and I mean, there's artists that are 10 years, 20 years in, and they're sitting on their music, and we're just proud to hear that. We're all about our queens, uplifting our queens and showcasing our queens. So, take notes, everybody. And also, like, you're sitting here saying all this, and I'm like, I could see you being a huge star, R&B
Absolutely.
star. You have that star quality. You have everything that it takes to succeed, obviously. And I'm curious to know what else you see for yourself in the future, because I'm sitting here like, this queen is a mogul, a business mogul. You're not just an artist, you're someone that I can see running a record label or running a promotion label or
Right.
signing other artists or being on a worldwide tour. So I'm just curious to know, like, what are some of your other hopes and aspirations in music, art, and life in general?
Oh, thank you so much. I love that you asked that question. I really do. Um, so I will say, like, of course, as an artist and a artist, I would definitely want to, of course, like release records and of course albums, EPs that touch people that people really resonate with. Like, I like to be like Beyonce and Erica and Summer, all of these great artists, who've like released pieces of art that people just enjoy and people like just turn on like the soundtrack of their life. Um, so of course is that aspect of me, but I also know like being a successful artist doesn't always mean like um having like the longest longevity, because I think as an artist it's expected you have to know that there's going to come a point in time where everyone can't be Michael Jackson and Beyonce, everyone doesn't have like careers like those where they're working consistently for 10, 20 years on and on. So I will say like that's why I'm grateful that I have the love for like the business side and for the creative side, because I hope that one day if it ever comes to a point where maybe which I hope it doesn't. I hope I'm able to make timeless records forever. But maybe one day, I pray to God that I'm able to live till I'm like 50 or something, and maybe it might be time for me to not do it full force and to be on the backside of everything. You know what I'm saying? And so I pray that I'm put in a position that I'm able to uplift artists like me, especially from Nashville, because I feel like Nashville is a big country city, and we have a lot of names from Nashville that are big in country, but not a lot of names from Nashville that are big in like hip hop or pop or rap, and I hope that like I'm able to either have like a publishing, production, or label company that's fostering talent in Nashville and kind of like creating a new hub for R&B and hip hop in Nashville. I feel like you watch those documentaries and whatnot about music, and you hear how when Atlanta finally came up as a hub of hip hop music, um, and I want to do the same, for myself and for other R&B artists here in the city. We have a lot of talent, and if I can be someone that helps someone else accomplish their dream and so far on, like a domino effect. Can we do a domino effect? Blessings are just falling, that would mean a lot to me. I would say one thing I would say as a goal now as an artist, I would love to like, because I feel like I'm a very hardworking person. I started working since I was 15, and like working full time at a young age, and I just feel like I would love to. I know there's a lot that come with being in a creative role, but I would love to work a creative role now as I work creatively in my own time. But I'm still trying to figure out if that's my journey. Is it my journey to do that right now? But yeah, those are my goals. Like I just oh yeah, oh nope, that's not it. I would love to like I, I'm like let me not shortchange.
Yeah,
Let
what
me let the
else?
full tea. Let me spill the tea. Um, but I would just love like I feel like also with another thing in Nashville, like we have, my high school where, students are learning about the entertainment industry and whatnot. I wish there was, well, one of my goals was to be able to create some type of pipeline from like, my school district or maybe my high school, hopefully the school district, a pipeline from, the district into the music industry, because I feel like for there to be so many, for the scene to be so prevalent in Nashville, there's not a lot of people of color. It's not a lot of African American faces. Not a lot of Latino faces. I would just like to see a bit more representation And so if I can help do that, that'll make me really happy as well. So that's my goals. And to buy my mama a house one day. No, to get it. No, for real. Yes.
Well, we believe in you, Queen, and I say consider it already done because I guess sometimes you kind of leave it open, right? Like I'm not sure, but maybe. But I mean, look at you. You're already a music business powerhouse, pretty much. You're even if you're just beginning or you're learning, you're far ahead of the game in that aspect compared to a lot of artists who are just artists. And you know, you're kind of your own CEO, your own manager, and look at your event that you were talking about. That's a big turnout for your first event. And, you know, I can just see you improving on that, scaling it and growing. And so whatever we can do to help you, you let us know because we are on your team.
Okay, because we love a boss queen.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Like, I would definitely let y'all know, of course.
And we're not that far from Nashville, so you can count on us rolling up for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look, maybe one day I'll have like one day I will. Let me not say
Yeah,
maybe.
there
One
you
day
go.
I will have a really, really grand show and y'all will be there. Y'all will be there.
You're right. We're gonna be
Yes,
there.
yes.
So, we want to know if you can give us a little acapella snippet of Pretty Lies here on Mixtape Queens podcast for our viewers and listeners.
Ooh, yes, I can. I'm like, where do I start?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I mean, anywhere would be beautiful because I like the whole song.
Alright, let me give you a little snippet. Let me get some breath. No, just kidding.
There you go, there you go.
Tell me what this is. This ain't what I signed up for. Tell me a good reason why I should give you more. Only see you on the weekends with energy. I've been peeping. Say you love me and I believed it. I was stupid, I was tweaking. You've been telling me pretty, pretty lies. I've been feeling pretty shitty. I just can't believe I dropped the ball again this time. An optimist, I was ignoring all the signs. Picture perfect, but a mess on the inside. Thought you were worth it, saw no value in the time. Couldn't love me even if you fucking tried. Tried to love you, but you put up a good fight. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Even better live. I'm gonna pass out.
Don't gas me.
I'm gonna get it. I can't. That's what we do. So, okay, first of all, we ain't gonna play like that wasn't like that wasn't gonna blow everybody away and just watch this whole episode. They were waiting for that moment. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Man.
Wow. So,
Amazing.
business mogul, bomb ass singer, intelligent black beautiful queen.
Yes.
I think you knocked them all off the list. I think that's the whole damn list, and ain't nothing been missing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I have a big question because
I do too. Let me interrupt you. Do you do vocal coaching? Because I need to sound as good as that. Please tell me you do that.
No, I don't, but I can send you the videos that I watch.
Okay, there we go. For me too, because you know what? I need to work on some of these pitches. They be sounding a little bit like cats screaming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful voice. Beautiful. You just blew us away. You don't even understand.
Yes.
I couldn't even get you just mouth the words like
amazing.
Y'all. Thank you so much. I'm blushing.
Yeah, we love it.
Fun.
Yeah, we're coming to Nashville.
Okay, we're coming to Nashville. We're gonna see
Woo, woo. Road trip.
Yep. We need to get your autograph.
Yeah.
Oh, it's froze.
It's all good. It'll come back.
Are we back
Oh,
yet?
there we go.
It'll come back.
Okay.
See, I told you.
Yeah, we're back.
But yeah, we're gonna come to Nashville. I'm gonna need an autograph or 4.
Yep.
And I'm gonna
Of
say 4
course,
because
of course.
once you become the Lucki Price of our generation, I want 4 autographs to say I was there first,
Yeah.
and nobody else can take that away from me. And I'm just saying that.
Period.
But yes,
I know that's right.
I love this. I love this interview so much.
Yes, thank
being
you.
a part of our podcast. Thank you so much for that. And
Thank you.
one of the most important questions we ask on this podcast is, as an artist and a creative, and not just an artist and a creative, you are a full-on business mogul. What is the advice you would leave to other listeners?
Advice. I would say I would say one, like no one's gonna believe in you more than you. You need to believe in yourself more than anybody else. No one's gonna believe in you more than you. They may if you're not in the right headspace, but at the end of the day, you need to believe in yourself more than anybody. So if somebody's believing in you like crazy, you need to catch it like it's contagious and go crazy with it. And another thing I would say is, and this may not make sense, but it might click. It might not make sense, but hopefully it clicks. Cause I want to say it right. I want to say you don't know where you're going until you get there. Um, so um, basically, it's also a saying like you might not always see the fruits of your labor while you're working. So don't stop because uh, your next turn might be the right turn or the best turn, or the turn that takes you skyrocket. You just never know. So don't ever stop or quit, and don't ever feel discouraged. And oh, another thing. Um, you are who you say you are. You are who you say you are. So don't let no one tell you who you are. You are who you say you are. Stand on that. But if you're not Barack Obama, you're not Barack Obama. That's a different thing.
Be true to yourself.
Yes, be true to yourself. And I knew you were going to say something solid when you started doing this. I said, oh, she's using that Gemini energy. You said, I said, oh, God. I don't know which side
Let me
you
think.
answer.
It's a good answer.
It was
good.
a perfect answer, actually. It was
Thank you.
Those
I'm over here like, am I saying this right?
You did. And for those of you that are tapping in and listening to this podcast, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tapping in with this beautiful queen, Lucki Price.
Yes, Lucki Price.
We never just heard that advice. So if you're an artist, a creative, a business entrepreneur, do your thing. Be yourself. Walk in life in your authenticity. No one can do it like you. But at the same time, if you're not Barack Obama, then you're not Barack Obama.
Yes.
Take
Yes.
that advice as well.
Yeah, and you never know what's in store for you because even your grandest hopes and dreams of life can not even compare to the reality that we receive sometimes from the universe, from God, from that sacred mystery that we all are living called life. There's sometimes a magical aspect that we can't even tap into until we see it for ourselves. So give yourself grace and give yourself hope because there is extreme abundance out there waiting for all of us. And we just are excited to hear that and spread that message around the world.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So don't waste any more time, you guys. Go ahead and click that link below. Go follow Lucki Price. Go stream her music. Go
Yes.
show love. Go like, go comment, go subscribe. And
Yes.
give this beautiful queen the energy that she deserves. And if you're in Nashville, Tennessee, or in the area, you better check and see when she's performing to see her sing live. Because if this is anything to go by, what she just did on here,
Amazing.
I don't know what you're
Amazing.
waiting for. What are you waiting for? She gonna blow your mind,
Yes.
baby. So go ahead and go show this queen some beautiful love. She's our honorary sister for life.
Yeah.
Amazing podcast. Thank you so much for joining us and for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Lucki Price is in the building. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.